That is Afrikan Spir, the forgotten philosopher who challenged blind belief. There is a forgotten philosopher, a thinker whose name almost disappeared from history. His name was Afrikan Spir. Spir believed that human beings do not see reality as it truly is. We do not look at the world directly. We look at it through the filter of our beliefs, our expectations, and the ideas we inherit from others. He taught that blind belief begins the moment we stop examining our thoughts. When we accept ideas simply because they were handed to us. When tradition replaces thinking. When authority replaces reason. Spir argued that the mind often creates illusions. Not because the world is mysterious, but because we accept what we have never questioned. We mistake habit for truth. We mistake repetition for certainty. We mistake inheritance for knowledge. For Spir, truth is not something we receive. Truth is something we must earn. And the price of truth is the courage to question everything we were taught. He believed that self-awareness begins when we turn inward and examine our own assumptions. When we ask, why do I believe what I believe? Is this idea mine, or did I simply inherit it? Is this truth, or just a habit of thinking? Spir taught that the mind creates its own certainty. It builds explanations. It builds meaning. It builds illusions of clarity, even when clarity does not exist. This is why he insisted that reason must be our guide. Not tradition, not authority, not inherited belief, not the comfort of familiar ideas. Spir believed that real freedom begins when we separate what we feel from what we know. When we stop confusing emotion with truth. When we stop confusing comfort with reality. When we stop confusing repetition with understanding. He urged people to replace superstition with clarity. To replace blind belief with awareness. To replace inherited ideas with independent thought. For Spir, the greatest prison is the unexamined mind. And the greatest escape is the moment we begin to think for ourselves. He believed that every human being carries two lives. The life shaped by society, and the life shaped by our own reason. Most people never reach the second life. They live inside ideas they never questioned. They defend beliefs they never examined. They repeat thoughts that were never theirs. Spir wanted to break this chain. He wanted people to see that the mind is not a mirror. It is a creator. It creates meaning. It creates certainty. It creates illusions. And unless we question these illusions, we will never know what is real. This is the philosophy of Afrikan Spir, a thinker who challenged inherited ideas, exposed the illusions of the mind, and called us to live with reason, clarity, and independent thought, a voice almost forgotten, but more relevant today than ever.